Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine, I hope you're all safe and having fun. I welcome you all to the live stream, my friends. If you have any doubts, worry not, I'm gonna be here 1 hour with you and taking all your doubts and questions, and I hope by the end of this stream, we all will be happy with our teams. I welcome you all once again, Caleb, Michael, Mooney, Lightrays, Sully, Adi. Thank you so much for being here, my friends, and I really appreciate it. I live streamed last night. I live streamed last night, and I discussed about the fitness and injury issues about various players. About various players, and the most important players like Salah and the fitness of other players like somebody was talking about Rashford, maybe Timo Werner, Aguero. We discussed a lot of stuff yesterday. Today it's going to be more about answering your questions about last minute dilemmas. Michael says you do great work, keep it up. Thank you, Michael, I appreciate it, my friend. Dylan says, do you think Saiss will play because of Kilman's unfortunate incident? Yes, I think Saiss has a good chance to play this game week, not only because of Kilman's unfortunate incident, but also Ait Nouri is kinda injured, so I think he has a chance to play definitely this game week. So if I have Saiss, I'd probably keep him this game week. Hey Rohan, welcome to the live stream. Hey Puta, welcome my friend. Glad to have you here. Aditya says Lamptey or Justin. Out of these two, I'd possibly go with Justin. Because if you're talking about who to start this game week, then possibly I'd possibly go with Lamptey. But if you're talking about long term to transfer them in, then I would possibly go for Justin, because I think Leicester have some great fixtures coming up, and I think Justin gonna be a good choice. Yash says, should we sub or wait for auto sub after the final score calculations? Yash, it doesn't make a difference. It is just that people do it because of, just because they want to have fun and they want to have a rank rise after the game week is over. In reality, it doesn't actually make a difference. Not at all. Rohan says, who would you prefer between Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne? I feel that upcoming fixtures suit Sterling and feel more comfortable. Rohan, the thing is, it's all about personal choice, the way you play this game and your psychology. In my opinion, I just always like a player who has more ways to score FPL points. So for me, Kevin De Bruyne, if Aguero is not playing, Kevin De Bruyne is on penalties, he takes corners, free kicks, Sterling is mostly one-dimensional. He scores from open play or he doesn't score at all. He doesn't even score from corners, he just scores from open play basically. So for me, the way I play this game, I like Kevin De Bruyne more than Sterling. Michael O'Connor says, Salah keep or get rid. Well, Michael, I made a transfer last night. I had Salah as well and I moved him on for Bruno Fernandes. So that's what I did. Everybody has their own way of playing this game. As I keep saying again and again, that everybody has their way to kind of play this game. Oh, by the way, my captain is not Kane. Unfortunately, I forgot to change it. So, yeah. So everybody has a way to play this game. So, I wanted to keep Salah if he was definitely out for one game week, but Klopp wasn't clear. He says the negative COVID test is going to reveal whether he's going to be out for one game week or 2 game weeks. So, I did not want player with uncertainty in my team. So, and it's too much money as well. So I just thought about moving him on. Rohan says, thanks, Fizz. You're welcome, Rohan. Caleb says, yesterday I made up my mind that I was going to bring in Bruno Fernandes, and then I watched another FPL video and now I'm thinking Ziyech instead because he's done so well twice in a row. To be honest with you, I think Caleb, I think that Bruno Fernandes and Hakim Ziyech are both really good options in their own right. They're just not in the same price category, and in my opinion we should have both of them. I think they're very good options. Light says, hey Wiz, my question's up the page. I can't find it, Light. If you can type it again, it would be really, really helpful. I'm so sorry, I couldn't find it. Michael says Fernandes for me too. Yeah, I guess that's the best option this game week. Other than if you want to go for somebody like Grealish, you can go for that. I mean, you want to go for somebody like Timo Werner. I think that would be a great differential for this game week. But if you want a standout and a safe captaincy option, I think Bruno Fernandes is a good one. Puda says I already made 2 transfers and finally decided to get Bruno for Salah for a third. I plan to bring him back for game week 12 against Fulham if he's fit. I think by game week 12 he's definitely going to be fit because it's not an injury, right? He's just down with the coronavirus and he's not even had any symptoms. So whenever he's cleared to play, he's going to be fine. Yeah. Michael says, okay, I already done that. Yash says, good replacement for Foden. To be honest with you, if you can upgrade to Hakim Ziyech, I think that would be amazing. For a few game weeks, I think James Rodriguez is a good option. You know, if you want somebody from the same price range, then I think Barkley seems to be a good pick, in my opinion. You know, if you want to downgrade, then you can go for McGinn as well. I think McGinn is a fairly decent option. GK says, is Rashford and Wilson fit? Good morning. Good morning. In my opinion, I think Wilson is definitely fit, and same with Rashford. You know, because Ole said he was already training Rashford, so Rashford is fit, and Wilson. Steve Bruce said that he has a chance to start, so I can't say exactly whether he's going to start or not, but I think he has a good outside chance. Posathorn says Captain Mane. Yeah, why not? Why not? If I had Mane, I would possibly think about captaining Mane. He's a very good differential captain option this game week. Very good. Aditya says, who to captain this game week? DCL, Bruno or Ziyech? I mean, if I had to select between those 3 players, I would keep it between Bruno and Ziyech. I think DCL hasn't shown that he has a big haul in him, you know, very frequently. He did score a hat-trick, but that was pretty lucky as well. So in my opinion, Ziyech or Bruno. Michael says I have Grealish and Sterling. That's a good idea, my friend. But you know, you don't have Bruno, you can go for Bruno. And if you want to bench Salah, then also that's also a fine way to approach things. It depends on your future strategy. You know, keeping Salah or selling Salah is not about this game week, guys. It's about what you plan to do in the future, how you think about your game week. So always when you make a transfer, plan for the next I'd say 4 or 5 game weeks, and that'll help you a lot. For example, I'll tell you about my strategy, right? If you see my team, I've still got Trent Alexander-Arnold. You know, I can transfer him out for a hit, but the problem is the defenders that I want to get in place of Trent Alexander-Arnold are Cancelo and maybe Castan, and both of them have difficult fixtures this game week. So I decided to keep Trent and transfer him out next game week because my strategy is long term, and that's how I think about things, my friends. Faiz says hi, Wiz. Hey Faiz, welcome. Harpreet says hi, welcome for Harpreet. Faiz says Captain James or Ziyech. Out of these two, I'd possibly go for. That's a very difficult one. You know, if I had the option, I'd possibly go for Hakim Ziyech out of these two. Super Sport Gaming says Sterling and KDB double up. Definitely for the upcoming game weeks, you can do it, my friend. For this game week, I'm just not so sure. If you want to double up or not, because you know, they're playing Spurs. Alright, Sterling has a decent record against Spurs. Sterling has 6 goals and 3 assists in 14 games against Spurs. It's not the best, but it's a decent record. So if you want, you can go for that. Personally, if I had the chance, I wouldn't do it this game week. I would possibly, if you want to double up, next game week is the time I would do it. Sid says, what's up, Wiz? Did Son out for Fernandes, thinking Mo might be back next game week? But that was my initial plan. I wanted to transfer out Son for Fernandes, and I had enough money in the bank. Unfortunately, you know, like Son is tested negative for COVID. He's going to play and everything. Salah was out, so I thought, you know, why not keep a playing player and transfer out a player who's who's out for maybe 1 game week, definitely for 1 game week, and maybe for 2 game weeks as well. So who knows what's going to happen with Salah, right? So that was the thinking behind my move. But it's fairly an even decision. You want to keep Salah, you can keep him. You know, it all depends upon how you plan about things. Caleb says West Brom is a better fixture than Newcastle, but the way West Brom played against Spurs was scary. That's true, Caleb. And I was very impressed by the way West Brom played against Tottenham, and you know, Tottenham was very lucky to win that game. I mean, if you have a player like Harry Kane, obviously you're gonna have some luck as well because he's a fantastic player. But in my opinion, I think West Brom were very, very good against Spurs. But that was at their home. Away from home, they might not be so expansive. They might sit back, and it might help Bruno Fernandes. From what I can think about that. Vice says Ziyech is playing the first game of the week. If he blanks, I'll be sad for the whole week. I mean, to be honest with you, there is a thinking, a psychological thinking behind this kind of strategy, in which we say that yeah, you should not captain a player in the first game of the week, because if he blanks, yeah, I mean there's a lot of talk about that on Twitter. But on the other hand, if he does well, then you'll be happy for the whole week. So it's both ways, my friend. It's if you think he's the best option, then I'd possibly go for him. And if you think he's not, if you have other good options, then you can possibly think about that as well. Harpreet says having 12 mil. I didn't. Oh, having 12 mil, which player would you choose between Kevin, Rashford, Sterling, or Mane? To be honest with you, Harpreet, long term I'd go for Kevin De Bruyne. This game week, I'm not sure. This game week, because they're playing against Spurs and they're playing away to Spurs, so I'm not sure if I'd bring any of these players. Maybe Mane, but long term I'd go for Kevin De Bruyne, my friend. Girid says, picture the community panic if Kane hauls again this week. To be honest with you, it wouldn't be a surprise if Kane scores one goal. Hall is kind of difficult because Kane doesn't have a good record against Manchester City. I think he has 2 goals against them in all these years since he's been playing. So I wouldn't expect a haul from Kane, but if he scores one goal, I'd be more than happy. Jared. Hey Jug, welcome to the live stream, my friend. Karma says, who to captain? Calvert-Lewin, KDB, Kane, Son, Grealish. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't captain any of the Spurs players or a City player. I'd possibly go between DCL and Grealish, my friend. I mean, that's the logical. Even if he's the cheapest out of the lot, maybe Dominic Calvert-Lewin is close to him, but I still think that Grealish is the best option out of the ones that you told. Hang on, guys. Let me have a drink of water, please. And very quickly, if you haven't subscribed, click subscribe, and if you haven't liked the stream, please do like. I'll be back after having a drink. Alright, back here. Michael says, is it possible for me to send you my team so you can give me advice? I'm in a final this week. Yeah, Michael, it's fine. You can give me your team and I'll try to give you my opinion. No problem. Sid says, are you going to bring in other City assets except Cancelo? Sid, to be honest with you, I might not even bring in Cancelo. I would like to go for Kevin De Bruyne next week. And, because in defense, I think there are other options which can match Cancelo, like Castan, because I don't want players in my team who are not nailed on to start, and I don't know what's going to happen if Zinchenko is fit, when Mendy is fit. Is Cancelo going to keep playing? So I'm just not sure, and for players which I'm not sure, I just don't like bringing them in. So yeah. Posithorn says -8 for Fernandes. Posithorn, who are you going to transfer out? And that would depend on that. FPL Magician says, congrats on 2k subs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Magicians. I wish you all the best for your channel as well, my friend. Pura says, this game week gonna be the only time I won't say anything when Bruno scores penalties. That's funny, right? What does FPL make us do? I mean, I support Arsenal and I would be willing Bruno Fernandes to score. It's just FPL just makes us crazy sometimes, isn't it? Aditya says, having both Cancelo and Justin whom to go for this game week. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Cancelo is a better option because he has this attacking threat as well, and he's been playing really well and creating chances these past few game weeks. So I think Cancelo. If I had to pick one of those two, I'd possibly go for Cancelo. Nick says time to bring in Vardy. To be honest with you, Nick, I think game week 10 is a better time to bring in Vardy. But yeah, it's very close. Nikhil says, do you think Sterling will start? Yeah, I think Sterling will start, my friend. Patrick says, hey, what's up, Wizard? What's up, Patrick? I dumped Spurs assets for Werner and De Bruyne. I have Calvert, Werner, and Grealish. Who would you captain? To be honest with you, I'd captain Werner out of those players, my friend. The only thing is he's having a first game of the game week, and if he blanks, then he'll be sad for the rest of the game week. But that should not let you govern your decisions. The best option seems to be Werner for this game week. Yash says, do you regret, Wiz? Arsenal missed to sign Grealish 2 years ago. I would love Grealish in Arsenal. That is exactly the kind of player Arsenal are lacking, and I so wish that they'd sign Grealish. But I think Arsenal are gonna sign Szoboszlai in January. So I think Szoboszlai is a great talent as well, and I hope they sign him. Any update on Werner's availability, says Jug. I think Werner's gonna be fine. He was pictured in training yesterday, so I think he's gonna be alright, my friend. Michael says, will I send it on Twitter? Michael, it's fine. I think you should write it here because it will be very hard for me to check Twitter. So just write it in the comments and I'll answer you. Judith says, tell us straight into the Manchester United team today. Do we know? I think Tallis is going to be in the team because Shaw's down with a hamstring injury. So I think Tallis is going to start. Gavin says, who's better, Richarlison or Adams? Richarlison, my friend. Definitely. Posathon says, -8 Fernandes for Son. Possibly, my friend. The thing is, Fernandes has good fixtures the next three, and Son has really difficult ones. If you want, you can keep Son for one more game week and then, make a free transfer next week, or you can transfer him out now and take a -8. So it's essentially depends on how you view Son against City. If you think Son can score a goal against City, you can keep Son for one more week and then sell him. But if you don't have any good captaincy options, then -8 wouldn't be a problem because you've already done a -4. Soleiman says, thoughts on my team, Martinez, Mings. Soleiman, I would appreciate if you'd ask me a pointed question because I've got lots of questions to answer, my friend. Sheila says, Son and Salah to Ziyech and KDB with 2 free transfers. To be honest with you, I'd possibly just do Son to Ziyech or maybe Salah to Ziyech. I possibly keep Son for this game week and keep a free transfer. It might come in handy for next game week. You can make 3 transfers by taking 1 hit. So if I had the same team as you, I'd possibly go Salah to Ziyech and keep Son for 1 more game week. Light Race says, already own Bruno Fernandes, have 2 free transfers. Salah out for KDB and Son out for Ziyech or James Rodriguez. To be honest, I think I already answered the question, my friend. I think if I was you, I'd possibly go for Salah transfer out for Ziyech or James Rodriguez and keep Son for 1 more game. We can keep 1 free transfer. I mean, if you think KDB is going to haul against Spurs, really haul, then you can get him in. But in my opinion, against Spurs, it's not the easiest game, and we should be careful of that and not too carried away. That's my opinion. Solomon says plan to get KDB and Grealish next week for Son and Rodriguez. Yeah, Solomon, that's fine. I think that's a good move. Both, maybe Rodriguez is a good option as well, but I think Grealish and KDB from next week is good. Grealish even this week is good. Harpreet says, who should I choose captain between Fernandes, Werner, Ziyech, Grealish or KDB? To be honest with you, you have really good captaincy options, even a really good team for this game week, Harpreet, and I think you're gonna get a good score. If I had these options, I'd choose between Fernandes and Werner, my friend. So you make your decision there. Sid says, thanks Wiz, your views on Vardy as he's currently scoring from penalties and Leicester winning a lot of them. Kane out for him next game week. Sid, I think that's a fantastic option, and that's what I'm considering for my team as well. If I don't have any other problems in my team, possibly I'd like to move out Harry Kane and get Jamie Vardy, if it's possible. There's a lot many games to go and lot of things can change, but that's a good strategy. Patrick says, you are a legend, my friend. Thank you so much, Patrick. I appreciate it. And the kind comments, my friend. Lester says, what about Salah to KDB? To be honest with you, Lester, if you want, you can do it. But do you really think that you want to get KDB in for this game against Spurs? And if you want to, hang on, guys. Let me do you a favor, and let me look into my magic ball and tell you what's Kevin De Bruyne's record against Spurs, so all of you who are asking these questions can decide. Meanwhile, what you can do is read my fitness updates that I made for you yesterday, so you know who's injured and who's not. So that way we can, you can read these. I made it yesterday for yesterday's stream, but I still have it. But I'll tell you Kevin De Bruyne's record against Spurs, guys. So, magic ball, show me all. What does Kevin De Bruyne do against Spurs? Is he good? Is he not good? Alright, so Kevin De Bruyne has played 7 games against Tottenham. Actually, he's played 8 games and 7 of them he started. 1 of them I think he was on the bench. And he's got 3 goals and 2 assists against Tottenham. So it's not the worst record. I think it's pretty good. 7 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. That's around 1.25 games a return. Not the best, but that's the thing. All right. So I am Sully says, why do you have Podence on mid and Walker Peters on defense? Tully, I have Podence in my mid and Walker Peters on my defense because I didn't have the chance to transfer them out, and I haven't used my wild card. So I wish I could transfer them out, but sometimes there are other problems in your team, and I think Podence has a decent fixture this game week, yeah, and who can possibly score one goal, and I'll be happy with that. So if I'm not happy with my team come next game week, I'd possibly add wild card, but I want to give them a chance. Yash says Adams is given more central role since Ings is injured and he recently is doing well. I think Adams is a decent option. To be honest with you, if I had to rate the options, basically the cheap forward options, the number one option for me at this moment in time, looking at the form and fixtures, would be Ollie Watkins. The number two would be Bamford. The number three would be Che Adams. I think that's the way I would rank them. Wilson also, of course, Wilson is I think joint third for me with Che Adams and Callum Wilson. Avnish says I have James Grealish, Son, Sterling, Ziyech, Bamford, Werner, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's a fantastic team for this game week. Who should I bench considering two defenders already on the bench? My God, I mean that's a great problem to have, my friend. Who would you bench between these? That's a very very hard one to say. Maybe I don't want to say Son because Son can haul, but that's a decision you have to make yourself because they're all good players. You're all good players, my friend, and you decide which one has the lowest ceiling and you bench that one. And it's very hard for me to make that decision for you. Matt says Captain DCL or Rashford. I think Rashford starts, but it's not 100% sure. I mean, if you have these two options, my friend, I'd possibly captain Rashford if you think he starts. If he's injured, right? I don't think he's going to come on, so that's not an issue. So if you think you want to captain Rashford, you go for it, my friend. Harpreet says, "Is this your final team?" Harpreet, yes, it's my final team, almost. As long as I don't have any brainstorms right at the end, and my magic ball doesn't show me the future, my team is kind of final. Lightray says, "Cheers, Wiz. Cheers, my friend." FPL Jug says, "Please give a like to the stream, guys." Caleb says, it is done. I chose Fernandes over Ziyech. Now I wait and pray Chelsea, Ziyech flops and Fernandes hauls. To be honest with you, I don't think Ziyech is gonna flop. And what I was thinking? Let me show you. Yesterday night before I made my transfer, what I was thinking is I was hang on, guys. Did you read this slide? I mean, did you read all these fitness updates? Can I go back to showing you my team? Is it fine for you? I think you must have read it, right? If you haven't, we can go back to this slide. So let me show you what I was planning. So basically, what I was thinking last night before I made my transfer, I was thinking, why not Salah out for Fernandes, and I'd take out Podence for Ziyech. And I was liking this move so much, and I almost made this move, and I had the money to make this move as well. That way I would have got rid of Podence, but for a hit. So I'd have a very strong team for this game week, and I like this option really, really a lot. And I'm still thinking at the back of my mind, and because I just don't want Podence long term in my team, and I want Ziyech long term in my team. So that's why I thought I'd possibly take a hit, but then I decided that I'll think about it a little bit more. And till now I haven't made this transfer, but this is what I would do. I would still keep Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I would move Podence to Ziyech. The only thing which is stopping me from doing so is possibly because he plays against Spurs next game week. It's not the best fixture. That's the reason. So yeah, gamer says yes. Caleb says yes. All right. So yeah. Brian says, really like the thought of owning Leicester defenders for the run. Your thoughts? I agree, Brian. And the one I would own from the Leicester defense is Castan. He is the best. Prajwal says, who should I captain? Prajwal, you tell me your options. I'll tell you the answer, my friend. Avnish says, do it. Thinking about it. At the back of my mind, guys, I'm still thinking. I'll tell you. This is almost my final team, right? The only thing I'm thinking is maybe Podence to, Ziyech, and that's what I'm thinking. Adrian says, do it, take the hit. That's not my style, my friend, but I'm still gonna think. Give me 10 more minutes to think at the back of my mind, and then I'll make my decision. Calvert or Bruno captain pick? Bruno, my friend. Puta says, so hyped for Game Week 9 cause I have Fernandes, but I remember FPL always finds a way to mess the game week. Won't be too surprised if West Brom win 1-0 and Bruno gets a red card and misses 2 penalties. I don't think that's going to happen. Puda, I transferred Bruno Fernandes in my team as well, so don't scare me. Come on. Michael says Martinez, Foster, Cresswell, Justin, Dallas, Chilwell, Kyle Walker-Peters, Click, Bissouma, Salah, Sterling, Grealish, Mitrovic, Kane, Wilson, 2 transfers. Possibly, my friend, I would possibly look to move on Mitrovic and Salah. I would get Bruno Fernandes and Ollie Watkins, maybe. Yeah, that's what I would do in this team. And I think your team looks fantastic. If you have Bruno Fernandes, I think you'll be fine. You get Bruno Fernandes for Salah, and you get somebody for Mitrovic, like Ollie Watkins or Bamford or Adams, your pick. Suleiman says prediction for Manchester City versus Tottenham. I think it's going to be a close game. There's not going to be too many goals. I think City might edge it. It might be a draw or City win. I don't think Spurs are going to beat City. Saif says Ziyech, Zaha, Rodriguez. Out of these, I think Ziyech is a good option. Zaha as well, but he plays Burnley, so I think Ziyech. Michael says you'd analyze it. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I already did, my friend. Light Ray says the chat is very clear, but your team is blurry on the screen. It might be my internet from Sydney. Guys, can you see my team clearly, or is it blurry for you as well? Light, I think it might be your internet, but I'll confirm from rest of the guys and see what if there's a problem, I'll sort it out. Sabo says, who should I captain, Ziyech, Zaha or Grealish? Out of these, I like the option of Grealish and Ziyech, my friend. So you decide out of these two which one you want to go for. Mark says, do you think it would be good to do the following for a -8 hit? De Bruyne, Fernandes and Watkins. And Watkins and Bamford for De Bruyne, Fernandes, Watkins and Bamford. So that's 4 transfers. So he has 2 free transfers. For Salah, Son, Kane and Brewster. Watkins I like, Bamford I do like, Fernandes, De Bruyne. To be honest with you, my friend, I don't think you need to take a hit, because I don't think De Bruyne is essential for this game week, and I don't even think that Bamford is essential for this game week. Even if you can just get Fernandes and Watkins, I think you'll be fine, and you can keep one of Son and you can keep Kane, and that's gonna be fine. I think. Don't take too many hits. I think your team's gonna be fine. Pratik says, is DCL a good option to captain or Chilwell, Grealish, given that Son and Kane both have a tough fixture? I mean, DCL is a decent option, Pratik. The thing is, he doesn't have a very high ceiling, in my opinion. I mean, watch him go and score a hat-trick now. Now I said that, but in my opinion, Chilwell, I just don't like the idea of captaining a defender, and that's the way I think about the game. I'm not saying that's the right way to think, but that's the way I think. I think Grealish is a better option out of these options, my friend. Sid says, Wiz, your thoughts on keeping James and Dominic Calvert-Lewin long term? Tempting to sell James to KDB if he doesn't perform this game week, but with Richarlison returning is confusing. Sid, I think that's a good question, and it's a tough one a little bit, because let's see how James performs, and then we can make a decision about that. We can see it clearly. Okay, fair enough. Matt says clear for me. BC says, who should I captain, Fernandes or Grealish? Out of these two, I'd captain Fernandes, my friend. Manamino says, if Fernandes disappoints, I'll be happy. I hate it when everybody jumps to one player. Unfortunately, I had a plan to bring in Fernandes, and not everybody would have jumped on him. Unfortunately, Salah got injured and got COVID, and everybody's jumping on Fernandes. And that is kind of unfortunate for us who had a future plan to kind of bring him in anyway. So that's how life is in FPL, my friend, and you have to adapt, right? Danford says, my team is McCarthy, Chilwell, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Justin, Salah, Son, Barclay, Rodriguez, DCL, Kane. Give me any suggestions. I think you've got Son and Kane. If you want, you've got Salah as well, so you can move from Salah to Fernandes. I think that's the most obvious move this game week. You can even move from Barclay to Grealish if you want. But I think your team's good otherwise, my friend. Mark Casserly says, do you think it would be a good week to do a free hit? Mark, if you wanted to do a free hit, I mean, it could be a good move to do a free hit, but if you wanted to do a free hit, I think it should have been planned much earlier. If you do it now, I think you're going to panic and you're going to make some, you can make some wrong decisions. So you should think about it again. Faiz says, why Peacock Farrell? Wouldn't Aston Villa number 2 be a better option for you? Faiz, the thing is, if I had brought in an Aston Villa second keeper like Jed Steer, right? it would have blocked a possible move to Ollie Watkins for me because I already have Martinez and Grealish. So, if I want to get 3 Aston Villa players because they have great fixtures, and picking such a keeper, blocks my move to Ollie Watkins. That's why I pick a player from a team who I know that I'm never going to own 3 players from Burnley, right? So that's the reason behind that. Should I keep Reece James and Walker Peters, says Yash. Yes, Yash, I think you should. Avnish says, how can I convince my brain to not bring Bruno? Is it mandatory to have Bruno? Nothing is mandatory, my friend. In this game, nothing is essential and nothing is mandatory. So, as I already give you an example, last season's, the guy who came number 2, he didn't own Trent Alexander-Arnold for the longest time, and he still came number 2 in the world. So nothing is essential, my friend. You plan your own team and you play your game your own way. BC, I think I already answered your question. Michael says, top quality, mate. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it, my friend. I have Podence, Bruno, Son, Salah in midfield, but I want Ziyech as well. I need help. I wish I could lend you some money, my friend, but if you want to get Ziyech, then you have to get some funds, and I think the best option for you to get Ziyech is possibly transfer out Salah, right? Josh says, what do you think about Jota? Josh, I think for this game week, he's a fantastic option. For the long term, I'm just not sure that he's nailed on to start. So if you want to go for Jota for a short term till Salah's out, he's definitely going to start. Just not sure if he's going to be nailed on later when Salah returns. So that's the only concern that I have. Trailer says, a bit late, Wiz. You're welcome, Trailer. No problem. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, BC says, I couldn't hear it. Can you tell me again? Alrighty. Bruno or Grealish? BC, in my opinion, I think they're both great options. Bruno and Grealish. And, but I think a little bit. I prefer Bruno a little bit over Grealish. One, because he's definitely on penalties. We are not sure about Aston Villa, who's on penalties for them. So that makes it Bruno a better pick for me. Yash says, I have Rashford as captain, but as a backup if he don't play. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is my vice captain. That's fine, my friend. Sabo says, is Justin a good option to start against Liverpool in my team? Actually, I haven't. I don't remember your team, my friend. But Justin against Liverpool could be a 2-pointer in my opinion. I don't think that Leicester are going to keep a clean sheet against Liverpool unless they play a deep defensive block and play on the counter against Liverpool. I feel that Liverpool can score a goal against them, even though Salah is not playing. Joined a bit late. Wiz, Bruno confirmed for Salah. Yes, Sir Froze, already confirmed one transfer last night. Bruno is in my team. Salah is gone. Unfortunately, it's gone. Nosiri says, please, between Ziyech, KDB or Kane, who should I captain? To be honest with you, out of these options, I think Ziyech is a good option. KDB outside, but he has an away fixture against Spurs, so I just don't think he's a safe option. He could haul, it's football, guys. Anybody can score against anyone, right? But logically, Ziyech seems to be a better option, this game week. So not the best options, has to be said, Nosiri, but out of these, I think Ziyech is fine. Nishchil says, keep or sell Jimenez. I think for this game week you can keep him, and after this game week it would be a good time to move on to Vardy, my friend. Buddha says, Wiz, you're early today. Usually it's an hour before the deadline. Am I early? I'm not sure, guys. I think, well, the deadline is in half an hour, Buddha. I think you might be mistaken about the deadline, or maybe am I mistaken? No, I think it's fine. I think it's half an hour to the deadline, my friend. So yeah. Nosiri says, is it worth bringing in KDB and Jota for Salah? No, I think only Jota would be fine. KDB next game week, in my opinion. If you really want to get KDB, you want to. If you have 2 free transfer, you want to do it, you can do it, my friend. But for this game week, I think Jota alone is fine. Mark says, what do you think of my squad? Let me read it. McCarthy, Ryan. So you've got 2 playing keepers. Chilwell, Lamptey, Dallas, Lewis. I think Lewis could be a doubt because Matt Ritchie is coming back. Mitchell, Salah, Son, Ziyech, Grealish, Zaha, Kane, Calvert-Lewin. I think that's a good squad, my friend. Maybe Salah, if you want to bench him, you've got pretty good cover on the bench as well. So I think that's a good team. The only concern would be Jamal Lewis for me. He might be rotated since Ritchie is back. Realo says Rashford to start. To be honest with you, my friend, I think Rashford was training yesterday. He trained, and I think He could start, right? I think there's a big chance that Rashford starts. We can't say categorically because we don't have any other information, but we have to go with what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. Siddharth says, bro, I guess the deadline is 4:30 p.m. Yes, Siddharth, but deadline, you know that it's 90 minutes before the deadline, right? Oh, really? Deadline is 4:30. Oh my days. What did I do, guys? Oh, hang on. Did I make a mistake? Dang. What did I do? Guys, the deadline is... wait, please hang on. Let me check. Oh my god. Wait. Isn't the deadline 3 o'clock? What's going on, guys? Come on. Why are you confusing me now? Okay. The game week deadline is 4:30. Oh, see. I think I might have made a mistake. The deadline is 4:30, and why did I I don't know what I did here. Dang, guys, come on, the match. I'm not even sure why I'm streaming right now, guys. What should I do? I'm not sure. Do you want me to end the stream and do you want me to come back or what? I think I decided the time. I decided the time yesterday night after the stream. It was pretty late, and I made a bad decision here. Oh my god, that's crazy. Nehal says let's keep going. Peter says I'm enjoying it. Matt says haha, no worries man, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Pratik says it's fine, we can talk. Oh my days, these things sometimes are crazy. Puta says I think I messed up after I said he's early. No, you were right. Light Ray says keep going another 2 hours. It's gonna be very difficult to go on for 2 hours, my friend. But all right, let me answer your questions. So we are not in a hurry to answer the questions, and yeah, there you go. The magician says better being early than late. Nehal says visit. I freaked out too, but it's fine. The earlier the better. All right, guys. All right. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but let's continue the stream for. What I'll do is, guys, I'll continue the stream for some more time, and then I'll go, and then I'll maybe come back. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Avni says, anyways, I was alone brainstorming now. I have like-minded people around. It's fun. That's cool. Nehal says, visit longest stream here now. Pura says, end the stream, Viz. We'll catch up in an hour. Right. I think let's stream for 15 more minutes. I'll answer your questions. Unfortunately, I don't know what I've done, guys, but I'll answer your questions for 15 more minutes. Then I'll be off, and then I'll come back in 45 minutes for the deadline stream. It gives us more time to think about our teams, guys. I apologize. I panicked you all, and I panicked myself as well a little bit, right? But these things happen. Apologies. Peter has written the best line, guys. He says, a wizard always arrives precisely when he means to, and that was said by Gandalf, and I agree with that. I actually meant to come right at this time. Danforth says, my man is too excited that FPL is back. That's true. I am too excited, my friend. And yeah, anyways, so moving on, guys. For my team, I have a big niggling feeling or a doubt what I want to do. I was thinking for a -4 I want to bring in Ziyech, but I just don't think this is the right time for taking a hit, or the right game week to take a hit, because the reason being is that this game week is possibly gonna be a low scoring game week, and especially for a low scoring game week you should not take hits, right? So Nosiri says Kyle Walker-Peters, Justin and Mitchell, which two are the best? In my opinion, Justin and Walker-Peters are nailed on to start, so they are better. Nihal says, no problem mate, the more the better. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Actually, I have a cup of tea on my table, guys, and it was going cold because I was answering questions after questions. Now let me have a sip of tea and enjoy my tea a little bit. Wow, iced tea. It's become iced tea, but it's still nice. Yash says, really tempted to bring KDB for Salah. Manchester City have good fixtures. Yash, that's a good transfer, Yash, but maybe not this game week, right? Sabo says, what do you think here? Martinez, Justin, Cresswell, Chilwell, Zaha, Grealish, Son, Ziyech, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Werner. I think that's a good team, my friend. If you want, you can move on from Ziyech to somebody else. Oh, so from Son to somebody else, because you got two Spurs players and you don't have any palpable problems in your team, so you can do it. Pratik says, should I start Oriol Romeo or Mitchell? I think Oriol Romeo should be nailed on to start. I'm not so sure about Mitchell. So yeah, that's my opinion about that. Razif says, hey Razif, welcome my friend. Avnish says, Bamford is not doing good in home fixtures. Can we expect some goals from him against Arsenal, or should I bench him? To be honest with you, Avnish, out of the players that you named, I would be tempted to say bench Bamford. The reason being, I think Arsenal have been defensively very tight. Unfortunately, last week against Aston Villa, they were not really good. But I think generally they've been really good, right? So I think if you have the better players, you can bench Bamford. But I think he does have one goal in him. Nehal says, let's talk about Salah for 2 hours. Fortunately, if it was possible for me, I would do it, my friend. But I don't think I don't think my throat allows me, because I streamed last night as well. So it's better that I take a break for 45 minutes and then I come back. The Magician says Antonio. With Antonio, David Moyes said that Mikel Antonio is fit, but he's not sure if he's going to be match sharp and ready to start. But he's going to be back next game week for sure. Maybe not in Gameweek 9. Who knows what's going to happen there. Prajwal says Arnold points is not so good. I still own him, but I'm still a bit worried. Prajwal, if you have a free transfer to burn and you don't have other problems in your team, I think it would be a good time to transfer out Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not doing it because the players that I want to bring in place of Trent are just not, the players that I want to bring in for Trent Alexander-Arnold don't have good fixtures in this game week. So yeah. Ziyech captain, what do you think, says Ayman. I think it's a good option, my friend. It's a good option. Sagar says Bruno Fernandes, Calvert-Lewin, Ziyech, whom to captain. Out of these, I think Bruno is a better option. FPL Juggernaut says join visits Discord for some FPL fun. Guys, I have a Discord link in my description, and it's free to join. Some very nice and helpful people in there. So if you would like to check it out, please do. Prediction for the highest scoring player this season. I think it's right now it's very difficult to kind of guess who's gonna be it. I was actually predicting Salah to be it, but now he's out for maybe 1 or 2 game weeks. But I still think Salah is gonna be up there. Along with that, I think Harry Kane has an outside chance of being close as well. So yeah. Roop Kamal says, in my midfield, I have Bruno, Son, Souček, Salah and Bissouma. Should I get Grealish instead of Salah? Roop Kamal, if I was you, I would possibly do it. Nehal says, KDB record against the difficult defense. Nehal, I already checked the record against De Bruyne against Spurs. I think he's got 3 goals and 2 assists in 7 games. That's the reason I'm telling everybody not to bring in Kevin De Bruyne, because I don't think, you should be getting him in now for this fixture. If you want him next game week, then the best time to get him is the next game week. You concentrate your transfer elsewhere for this game week. That's my opinion. Sabo says, what do you think about Solly March? I think it's fine. He's playing on the left wing back position. Just, I don't think he's got too many hauls in him or too many, he looks to be involved in everything, but just doesn't do enough for me attacking wise to be an option. I think Lamptey is better, Eric Lamptey. So yeah. So guys, the only for my team, if you have a look at my team is almost fixed, and since I have some additional time to think on my hands, I will go and I will think about my transfer from Podence to Ziyech, and if I make it, I'll make it, and then I'll come back and I'll let you guys know. I hope you'll join me for the stream, which is gonna be the actual deadline stream. This is not the deadline stream, unfortunately. Nehal says DCL or Richarlison for captain. Out of these two, I'd possibly captain Richarlison. I think Richarlison has a higher ceiling than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. If you want to go for consistency and you don't want a captain blank, I think DCL is the better option. Nehal says, or Bruno. Bruno is obviously the better option in my opinion. Nehal, as you already know, I have him as my captain. I already have Dominic Calvert-Lewin in my team. I think he's the standard option, The thing is, he has a double-digit haul in him. I'll show you here. Look at Bruno Fernandes, 17, 11. Basically, Bruno Fernandes has a haul in him, and he's already in the 8 game weeks. He's already hauled, like, 3 times big scores. So I think that's what Calvert-Lewin lacks a little. Simba says, why don't you have Chelsea attackers? Yes, Simba, I've been thinking about that, and I'm thinking about what my current thinking is. Do I want to take a hit to get Hakim Ziyech in my team ahead of a difficult fixture against Tottenham next game week? And that's the only thought that I have. If I didn't have it, I'd possibly bring in Ziyech for Podence. But since Podence has a decent game as well, so I thought maybe keeping him for one more week makes sense as well. Mark says, have you thought of getting rid of Kane, Son, and Tottenham? Tough fixtures coming up. I actually wanted to get rid of Son this game week, but unfortunately due to Salah's COVID situation, I have to keep Kane and Son both. So, sometimes it has to be done. Nehal says, are Fulham, West Brom as bad statistically? I think out of these two, statistically, I think West Brom are better. The way they are playing, and Fulham are improving as well. But I don't think West Ham have good enough strikers to kind of keep them up. Fulham depends on how their form changes. I think Fulham and West Brom are both relegation candidates for me. Salah, Son out, Bruno, Ziyech in for a -4. Yes, I would do it, my friend. If I was you, I would do it, Atul. So, FPL Sam says, hello Viz, I'm late. You're not late, my friend. I'm early. I made a mistake. I thought the deadline was 3:30, and I started my stream at 2 o'clock. I don't know what I was doing, Sumesh, so it's not your fault. I think I made a mistake about the calculating the time, and I'm early for the stream, and I've already been streaming for around 40 minutes. So I'm gonna be off soon, and I'm gonna be back for the live stream again, guys. Danford says, but all of his hauls are away. Check his home scores. I agree. I understand what you mean, but that doesn't mean that he's not gonna haul at home. Manchester United have been atrocious at home. The thing is, they had difficult games as well. They had a game against Arsenal. They played with 10 men against Tottenham. So the only game which was disappointing was the game against Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace played well. So I think Bruno's gonna be fine in my opinion. Dipendra says, Patrick and Anholt or Chilwell? In my opinion, I'd go for Chilwell, my friend. Timo Werner captain for me. No Bruno, hope for the best. I think it's fine. You've been taking a lot of risks this season. I've seen you've been captaining Sterling. You have gone without Salah and all these things. And if it pays off for you, hats off, my friend. Hats off. Nishchil says, sale Adams and bring Watkins. I think that's a fair enough move, my friend. If you're not doing it for a hit, you can do it. I think Adams is ticking over nicely. There's no reason to sell Adams, but I think Watkins is also a good option. So if you want, you can do it. I am going with Werner captain too, says Atul. That's fine, guys. Werner is a very good captaincy option. Saleh says, sorry bro, I'm late. Saleh, okay, again, you're not late. I'm too early. I'm gonna have to go soon, and I'll be back for the deadline stream. This is not my deadline stream, guys. So I think it's a good time to call it off. Guys, I'll be back in 45 minutes, right? Hang on, let me verify it again so I don't make a mistake this time. So deadline is 4:30, so I'll be back. Yeah, guys, I'll be back in 45 minutes, and I hope I didn't panic you all. I didn't disturb your timelines, and I hope you join me again for the live stream. So Saleh, I didn't start early. I just made a mistake with my calculations. Sometimes these things happen when you stream late at night and you are sleepless. Although wizards never sleep, but I'm not a real wizard, am I? Anyways, so guys, I'm gonna take a break, and I'll be back in 45 minutes for the deadline stream. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you, and I'll be back and I'll be answering your questions. Till then, guys, you have a cup of tea, enjoy yourself, and let's have a little laugh about what happened today. So thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for being early with me as well, guys. You're really awesome in it. So here, enjoy the music. Caleb says, play the song, play the beat. Alright, so here's a song for you guys. Enjoy it and I'll be back after 45 minutes.